Howdy y'all, it's Chris with Show Up Fitness, your favorite trainer with the belt buckle. Today we're going to be going over a 5-minute anatomy challenge while planking. But before we do that, make sure to follow us on Instagram at Show Up Fitness. Also Show Up Fitness Internship if you want to become a trainer. So, pretty simple. 5 minutes, we're going to go over anatomy of the shoulder, the hip, grab a stop clock, and you can do whatever you like while you're doing it. So I like to start off in a planking position, and then we're going to rotate to a side plank and go back and forth. The deal is that you cannot let your knees touch the ground. I'm going to be looking at the camera, so this isn't an ideal neck position. We're going to stick here for roughly a minute or so, and we're going to go to the side, 30 seconds to 45, go back and forth. This is a challenge I give for our interns every single day. A 5-minute plank, you're bored, your energy's low, you get home from work, sit here for 5 minutes, go back and forth, challenge yourself. So, we're going to get into shoulder anatomy today. So, in this position, side plank time now, the shoulder abducts, it adducts. It's going to be the frontal plane of motion. It also flexes and it extends. That's the sagittal plane of motion. Then we have transverse, which is going to be horizontal adduction, horizontal abduction. Also, external rotation, internal rotation. That's roughly been a minute, so we'll switch around. Try to keep those knees off the ground to make it a little more challenging. Throw in some abduction. So for the hip, we got abduction, adduction, frontal plane. Get like 5 of those reps in. 2, 3, 4, 5. The agonist for abduction is your glute med. We have a lot of clients that can't even lift their leg. That's terrible. This is a ball and socket joint. It should work at all planes of motion. Frontal, sagittal, which is flexion and extension, but also transverse. We treat this joint like it's a hinge, which you're going to find at the elbow. So flexion, extension in the sagittal plane. And that's problematic because that joint works in all 3 planes, but we treat it like a hinge joint. So we're at 2 minutes. You're doing really good. Let's go back to the side. Here. Here's a little fun challenge. I'll make it a little more challenging. Throw one hand behind the back. Whew. So it's getting a little more challenging. 10, 15 seconds. So it's like you're giving one side a little rest. Watch the wiggle. I want to be bouncing back and forth. Doing good, doing really good. Let's go to this side now. A lot more challenging when you walk around. Let's get back to those hip actions. Agonist for hip flexion is your psoas. A lot of people are going to complain of tightness. What tightness generally is your brain protecting that area. So maybe that tightness of the hip is due to weak glutes, which what we can do, sagittal plane of motion, we can work on extension. So I'll do little marches, 10 of these. The agonist for extension is your glute max. So when we go back to frontal plane and you work with abduction, the upper fibers of the glute max also abduct. So abduction, the glutes extend, they also posterior tilt. So what you do on this one, show me your belt buckle. So what that means is anterior tilt, no posterior. And the last thing the glutes do, external rotation. It's 4. Turn around. How we doing? Woo! 3:45. So it's challenging, but when you get tired, just flip on the floor. Try to get 10 to 20 total abductions. Try also to get some extensions. Hold for flexions. Great for the psoas major. So the shoulder, let's go over some other ones. For the agonist. For flexion, clavicular region of your pectoralis major. For extension, it's primarily your lats. If you're trying to take the NASM certification, you will have 0 questions on anatomy. It's all about their terminology, the assessments. So here's our challenge. 5-minute plank. Here's the fun part. At the end, we're getting there. We're at 4, 40. Go back to sagittal, hang out, challenge yourself to get into a seesaw. So go back and forth, work your way up to 5 minutes. Anytime something shoots or gets numb, just stop. Get your way up there. Here's the seesaw for the end. 455. Woo! Perfect. 504. So, there's our fun little 5-minute planking challenge going over some shoulder anatomy, some hip anatomy, and just to help you guys again. Flexion, extension, sagittal, frontal, AB, AD, transverse, internal, external. There's 17 muscles of the shoulder. There's 17 axons of the shoulder. We have 2 videos that we'll link in the bio you can watch. Make sure to follow Show Up Fitness, Instagram, YouTube. Have a great day.